Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I'm Penge and welcome to day 16 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2021, which of course means we need to locate little tea pocket number 16 on our calendar. Now it's not on that first panel, is it on the second panel? No it is not, just a quick check. It's not on that one, there's only number 22 left on this panel, it's all it's lonesome. So it must be on the last bit. And there it is. It's right there, right in the corner. So, okay, this one is very simply just called Relax. Okay, that's fine. I could do with a bit of that. Right, okay, so what do we have? What's going on? So, a deeply soothing fusion of chamomile, fennel, and marshmallow root. Okay, that's an interesting thing. I thought marshmallows were sort of made up things. Like, you know, sort of little gooey, kind of squishy, sweet things. But, okay, fine. No, apparently this has got roots of those in. Okay, I mean, it sounds very lovely. So without any further ado, let's go to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of relaxed tea. And I mean, to look at it, yes, it is very obviously a green tea. It's not a very strong looking green tea though, because the tea bag was in for a good long time. It was in for at least 5 minutes, if not more. Because I sort of, poured the water in and then potted around the kitchen for a bit, tidying some things up and moving things about the place and such. So it was in for quite some time. But yeah, that's kind of as strong as it got. But that's fine. It's a relaxing tea. It's not a strong tea. It's going to have lovely, subtle, smooth flavours. Not sort of, big, strong, bold flavours. It's a tea about relaxing. And I mean, to smell it, I can smell a kind of a bit of chamomile from here right now. So it must be quite strong smelling if I can pick it up from this distance. If I can have a proper smell... yeah, there's a definite chamomile-y smell to that, which you would expect from a tea that's predominantly made of chamomile. So, okay, let's give this a taste, shall we? How are we going to get on with this one? Yes, it does exactly what it says on the little packet there. It is a lovely, kind of very, very soothing, nice chamomile tea. I'm not sure I can taste any sort of marshmallow root or anything. I'm not 100% sure what I should be tasting with regard to that. I don't really know. And again, with the fennel, there is fennel in this apparently, but again, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be tasting. I mean, maybe I can taste fennel. To me, that's a very, very nice chamomile tea. It's very smooth, it's very balanced, it's just very nice. It's a very lovely chamomile tea. The chamomile is not too, I mean, you can't get strong chamomile, but it's not too there's not too much of it. It's lovely and well balanced. It's just nice. It's just a nice chamomile tea. I very rarely have chamomile tea. I do have some, I think, in the cupboard downstairs. But yeah, it's more of a bedtime thing. You'd have it before bed because it's nice and calm and relaxing and such like. But there we go. Yeah, it's nice. It's a very lovely, relaxing, as it says on the little packet, cup of chamomile tea. And I shall enjoy this indeed. So, whilst we relax with our lovely tea, let's go over to today's question, which comes from, at least two people. So, ShanX04X and Xander Murphy definitely asked this, and possibly some other people as well might have asked it amidst kind of, lists of other questions. But they have asked, what is your favourite game of all time? And yeah, this does crop up occasionally from time to time. It's a really difficult thing. It's a really difficult thing to kind of pin down because I like different games for different reasons because, various things have happened while I was playing those games. I mean, some games I really, really like for nostalgia reasons. Some because they're amazing to play with friends. And some because they're really good games in their own right and they drew me in and fascinated me and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's so many different reasons to like a game. And, you can't can you compare, for example, I have written a little list down on a sort of notepad file. Can you compare, say, I don't know, Civilization 2 to Smash Brothers? So can you say, all right, which is the better game? And it's a bit, well, it depends what you want. If you want to play a nice strategy game about sort of, building cities and taking over the world or whatever, then Civilization 2 is your game for that because Smash Brothers is rubbish at building cities. But if you want a game about, having, certain Nintendo characters have a fight and pick up items and travel to amazing locations, then yeah, Smash Brothers is great because Civilization 2 does, Nintendo characters fighting very badly indeed. It's kind of a difficult thing. It's a really difficult thing. So, I've written a list of games down that this is not a definitive list of my favourite games at all. Absolutely not. This is not the definitive list, but I just sort of very quickly just wrote down this list of things that I sort of, instantly spring to mind as really, really good games. And sort of, maybe reasons as to why I kind of, why they stick in the mind. Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. I have very, very happy memories of playing Sonic on my Game Gear. Yes, I had a Game Gear. I was one of those kids when I was younger. Yeah, so playing Sonic. I used to love playing Sonic, and I have happy memories of sitting there in my house, and my mum and dad sort of were there, and they'd occasionally look over and go, "How you doing?" And I go, "Oh, I'm on, Green Hill. I've only just started," or whatever. So yeah, Sonic, it holds happy memories for me. So yeah, that would be one of my favourite games of all time, just because of the nostalgia assigned to it. Civilization 2, we sort of talked about that just now. That's a brilliant game. And at the time it came out, it was absolutely amazing. And I sank a lot of hours into Civilization 2. I played so much Civ 2. It was wonderful. It probably still is wonderful, but there's other Civs now. But Civilization 2, very, very happy memories of playing that. And I played that for so long. And that was sort of around the time when we had a computer in our house and it was all exciting. I mean, it was not a novelty as such, but it was very exciting at the time. And then, Grand Prix 2, Jeff Crammon's GP2. Oh my goodness me, what a game. So I'm a big Formula 1 fan. I like Formula 1. And that game, Grand Prix 2, I played that so much. I think it would be up there with, if I could somehow look at the amount of time I've spent playing a game, that would be up at the top, almost. I don't know, there'd be a few games up there vying for, the most hours spent playing it, but Grand Prix 2 would very much be up there. I loved playing that game, just fiddling about with the setup of the cars, trying to get it right, really trying to blitz the lap times, and I'd just be going again and again. I could spend all afternoon just, doing the Hockenheim track, just to, maybe shave, a tenth of a second off of my best lap or something. I played that so much. So again, that's one of my favourite games, but for complete different reasons to say Sonic, because, they're completely different games. Half-Life, when that came out, that blew me away. I remember being amazed by Half-Life. It was just an astonishing kind of story film-like experience. It was like I was in a kind of action movie, so that was amazing. And then, of course, Half-Life 2 as well. That was really good. Half-Life 2 is very good. It's just like Half-Life, but just, even better, I think. Deus Ex, the original. I mean, the new ones are pretty good. We don't talk about the sequel. We don't talk about Invisible War. That didn't happen. But the original Deus Ex, I played that as well. I must have finished that, who knows, many times. I think I talked about this possibly in the previous, in 2020's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown. But Deus Ex, I think, is the game that I would have completed more than any other. That's like a single player game, not like Civ. I've completed many games of, say, Civilization. But Deus Ex, with its whole sort of long sort of plot line, I think I will have completed that more times than probably any other game. I just played that for absolutely ages. And then, of course, we're getting into classics here. So, Ocarina of Time on the N64. Astounding game. Amazing. But again, completely different, say, Half-Life. It's a different game. So how do you say which is the best? Wind Waker. Now, I know a few people didn't really like Wind Waker. I thought Wind Waker was amazing. I thought Wind Waker was so good. I love Wind Waker. Another Zelda game. Mario Galaxy on the Wii is an absolute and utter triumph of a game. It is one of the finest games I've ever played. The level design in Mario Galaxy is absolutely incredible. So again, another brilliant game. Another game I spent a long time playing, Oblivion, so Elder Scrolls 4. I spent so long playing that. So long playing Elder Scrolls 4. Just playing Oblivion and playing again. And then, at a point you go, right, I'm going to play Oblivion. And then I'd start playing it and I go, nah, I'm not going to do the main quest. I'm just going to wander about. And you just sort of have a wander around. Just go and look at stuff. Just go over there. You go, nah, not bothered about the Oblivion Gates and the Oblivion Crisis. I'm going to go over there and go to that town and start, stealing people's tomatoes or whatever. Sort of, again, a brilliant game. Really good, but different to all the others. Fallout 3. I played a lot of Fallout 3. Really, really enjoyed Fallout 3. Portal and then Portal 2. Brilliant games on their own, but as a little sort of series, they're very good as well. So, I mean, they're incredible. They are incredible. I loved playing Portal because they've got, puzzles. Obviously, that's kind of what they are. But they've got that sort of tie into the Half-Life universe. So you kind of go, ooh, there's some Half-Life-y stuff going on. And as we've mentioned, I like Half-Life stuff. So, I mean, they are completely brilliant. But also, they've got this sort of the humour. They've got a really good dollop of humour in there. They know they're not taking themselves seriously, really. They're just sort of messing around a bit and just having fun with a game. And they're perfect. They're wonderful games. Mass Effect, sort of getting more modern now, but sort of Mass Effect, the Mass Effect series, completely brilliant. Completely amazing. I love Mass Effect. I haven't played the new one. I didn't play Andromeda because it didn't get very well reviewed, and I didn't want to kind of sort of spoil my memories of Mass Effect with them playing Andromeda and then going, oh, do you know what? Actually, that was a bit rubbish. I don't want to sort of, tarnish the originals, if you like, with Shepard. So, I mean, I played those. Well, yeah, I played Mass Effect 1 on the PC. This was before any kind of YouTubing stuff. So I played that on the PC, and then I went to... Did I play 2 on the PC? No, I didn't play 2 on the PC. So I played 1 on the PC, and then I thought, do you know what? I want to play it on the Xbox, because I had an Xbox. So I want to play it on the Xbox. So then I bought 1 and 2, is when Mass Effect 2 came out. So I bought the pair of them, and then I completed Mass Effect 1 again on the Xbox, because of course you import your character in, or you can do if you want to. And I wanted to import my character in. So I played Mass Effect 1 through on the PC, and then played it again on the Xbox. So then I could import my character into Mass Effect 2, so I'd have sort of my if you like, my Shepard in there. I mean, that's how much I enjoyed it all. It's really good, and I have played 2 since. Again, I've redone Mass Effect 2, not recently, but I did play it again. So yeah, Mass Effect series really good. And then, kind of multiplayer things like Mario Kart. When I go around to our friend's house, we play Mario Kart. That's what we do. It's one of the things that we play. Whether it was on the GameCube back in the day, or the Wii, and now the Switch, of course, Mario Kart is just a thing that we play. And Smash Brothers. Oh my goodness me. The amount of time that me and a couple of friends spent playing Smash Brothers Melee. A long time. Many hours. Long into the morning, probably. I do remember once we were at my friend's flat down in London, and we were playing... I think we played a bit of Mario Kart. So I think we went out for some food, I think. So we were playing all day, and then we went out for food, because we had to leave the house at some point, I suppose. And went out for something to eat. I can't remember. Maybe it was a Chinese or something. I don't know. And then came back in and carried on playing. And then carried on playing. And I remember it getting kind of bright. And I was a bit, oh, Blimey, do you want to shut your curtains? Hang on a minute. What does that mean? Hang on, if the sun's coming up. Oh, oh, I see. Like that, is it? Right. Right. Maybe we should we go to bed? And there's literally no point now. There's literally no point, because it's about, coming up to 7 o'clock or something. No point going to bed. So we just kind of carried on playing Smash Brothers. So, all these games are brilliant, wonderful games. And I'm sure there are more. I'm sure there are many, many more games I could add to the list of fantastic things. I mean, I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Crusader Kings 3. That was completely brilliant. I love playing Crusader Kings 3. That's a more sort of recent, modern thing. But, there's so many. There are so many. Mario Odyssey. That's really good. That's another fantastic Mario game. Just sort of, thinking out loud now. But yeah, there's so many. And that's why it's really hard when people say, what's your favourite game of all time? I really struggle. I really, really struggle to kind of pick a favourite game, because I like all those games and all the sort of the genres of those and the different versions of them and such. But if I did have to pick, I mean, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The Ocarina of Time would be up there, because I remember playing that and it was just captivating and amazing. And I spent a long time playing that, so long, hunting down those gold sculptures, those pesky things. But yeah, so that would be up there, because it was amazing. We were playing it and just being completely, absolutely blown away by it. But I mean, I would... this is, again, I'm not sure. I might have to have many. Deus Ex, the original, I think might possibly be my favourite game of all time. Just for when it came out and what I was into at the time and the level design and everything else. So if you don't know what that's about, I mean, if you were to go and look at it now, it doesn't look very good. It hasn't aged well visually, I don't think, shall we say. The graphics back then were a little bit kind of dated. I mean, now they're pretty terrible. But I mean, it wasn't really about that. It was about the world that Deus Ex created and the sort of the story that was going on. And the massive, the levels were huge. The levels in Deus were absolutely huge, and you could complete them in many different ways. You could go in all guns blazing, but that often, because the engine they used was a little bit wibbly, that wasn't often the best course of action. Hang on, T. And relax. So yeah, it wasn't the best option really to do the whole fighty thing in Deus because it didn't really work very well. So yeah, you could do it sneaky or you could do sort of hacking and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so the levels were huge. It was really good. And there was a story. The story was really, really good in Deus. It was really good and really in depth. And you could proper dig into it. You could just go through and do the basic kind of things you need to do to finish the game. But if you wanted to really kind of dig into it and have an explore around the story behind Deus Ex, then you could do. And there was loads of hidden stuff and loads of lore and, you know, books and hidden things and characters to find. It's really good. I mean, yeah, if it's dated now. It's dated now. It looks really terrible, to be honest. But, I mean, yeah, the stuff behind it, the story behind it and the gameplay was really good. And as well, I think because at the time when that came out, I was, and I still am, a huge fan of the X-Files. Love the X-Files. And that, when that came out, I was gripped by that. It was and still is my favourite TV series of all time. And yeah, that kind of Deus Ex kind of played into that a little bit. Because the X-Files had this idea that there were mysterious powers controlling things from behind the scenes. And, you know, we've got the government and such like, but they're not really in control. Oh, it's these sort of groups of mysterious, shadowy people that are controlling the world and influencing things. And you know, there's conspiracies all over the place. And I loved all that. Not mad conspiracies. I didn't believe in silly things, and I still don't. But you know, just that idea of, you know, that sort of, you know, we know it's not real, but yeah, that sort of world behind the world that you see. And yeah, Deus Ex plays into that. That plays into that very well. That's got all sorts of conspiracies and people that are trying to run the world and shady organisations and all that kind of stuff. So I think, if I really, really had to, I would put Deus Ex at the top of the list. But yeah, other things would come up and occasionally just push it off the top spot for a bit and take its place. You know, as the wind blows and, you know, the day changes and I see fit. But I think I'd put Deus at the top because it just, yeah, it sort of, in my mind, that always kind of creeps up to the top. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. That's what I'd do. I'm just trying to ponder whether anything else would come close. But I mean, yeah, a few things do come quite close, but I think Deus would take it. But again, yeah, maybe something else on a particular day would come and steal the crown for a bit, but Deus would very quickly get it back. It holds a very special place on my heart, does Deus, and I've completed it so many times. So many times I've completed Deus Ex. I think I know that game sort of inside out. So yeah, there we go. A great big list. And that was a very long way round of answering the question, what's your favourite game of all time? That was a very lengthy way of answering it. But yeah, there were just a few of the games that, you know, come to mind when I think of my favourite games. There are probably more that I've not covered there. But there we go. We'll put, for now, Deus Ex on the top of the list. And we will finish things up, I think. So there we go. I am now going to go and have a nice relax. I'm going to go and finish my tea. I'm going to go and have a nice relax. I shall sit in the lovely new kitchen and have a nice relaxing cup of tea, and we will finish things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me for day 16 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2021, and I will see you next time. Kunik, your time is now, and you have missed, Kunik. This is unacceptable, Kunik. An Ash's caravan has been ambushed by man-hunting chinchillas. Are you going to land on my potatoes? That is just not the done thing. Oh, there's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3. These guys have got amazing hair. I'm delighted that we've actually done something and it's worked.